you not Google what you're supposed to wear when going to an interview? Why are you coming with a halter neck and a slit skirt?
Okay.
As a consumer, I have a lot of questions. When you make a drink, whoever you consult, I had to adapt. I want to be influential to my own children because I'm also a mom, and I want to be able to, for my kids to look at them and say, we learned something in this one.
A lot of the young people out there don't really know where to start.
Right.
Don't think they're part
of my father, so that's look at my last name and we know the name. And so I loved how they'll talk about how they make an advert, how they create a product, it becomes how they create a brand. That intrigued me and I said, wow, 39? And I decided to go back to school and I did my first degree.
Sorry, you were 39.
Yeah. I would say to anyone, like I would say to my children, don't be like that. Okay. When I want to do something, you say, you have to ask your boss. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to run, but I realize no, it comes a lot of responsibility. So do some research, do the homework. Like say, at least know what's important. Then it's winter. But you didn't think through that there's gonna be seasonal change. You always think that this is always been booming and it's always been flowing. It's gonna be always good. That's not how things work. You really want the job? Why did you give me the job? I'm thinking dressed like that, really? No. We're not doing that. First impression is very.
You don't get it.
I'm gonna say this in show. You don't always look at making profit. I'm gonna say this to the young ones. At the end of the day, your CV is not gonna tell us how much you were earning.
That's true.
But your work is going to tell us this is an inexperienced person. This is an experienced. Give me a chance. You don't have to pay me. I will do it, and I will prove myself. Instead of having your data engine going through all these funny jokes and other things, give yourself some time to learn something. Okay, learn a skill.
Like, why should it take so much time for you to get to where you want to?
The views expressed by our guests in the following video are solely the opinions of our guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and/or opinions of the Allah 7 podcast show. Viewer discretion is advised.
No waffling, no academic nonsense, just real life stories from real life people sharing their journey of how they're overcoming hurdles and the challenges they are facing in order to be better people, to do more, be more, achieve more. That's what this show is about. Welcome to the Jonah Mungoshi Show. And today is an exceptional day. We have brought to the program a secret weapon, a package that I have absolutely no doubt that by the end of the show, you will agree with me that is a phenomenal person. But before we get to her, let me just have a word with Rutendo Sarah. How are you doing?
Coach, I'm amazing. How are you?
Excellent,
happy
wonderful.
Happy to be here again, and happy to interview our lovely guests.
Fantastic.
That's about to be introduced.
Thank you for having me.
Can't wait. Yeah. So, we have found out through experience that people learn more from other people's experiences than they learn from theory.
For sure.
And this is really what this is about.
Yeah.
And this is not for everyone. It's really targeted at people who want to be more, do more, achieve more, who are interested in personal development. In particular, we are looking at the youth. Age ranges from 18 to 30 or 35, who really want to improve their employability, their ability to get jobs, and who also want to improve their entrepreneurship, starting businesses, running businesses. And with us today is a living example of an entrepreneur. Not in terms of achieving extraordinary things, but in terms of extraordinary effort, in terms of extraordinary focus. And let me not say much. Zeria, how are you?
Fine, Coach. How are you?
Excellent.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure.
Sarah. Did I say it right?
You said it
Okay,
perfectly.
good.
Happy to have you here. Looking
Thank
forward
you
to
so
having a
much.
conversation and learning from
Thank you.
Zeria
learned something.
Tsangamwe.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's only today that I realized that Tsangamwe is talking about one Tsanga.
Yes.
You know,
One
Yeah.
read.
I was reading it
I
almost
got it
as,
right.
as if I speak English as a second language. Tsangamwe. Right, Zeria, tell us, what do you do?
Right. I'm into promotional advertising, and I'm a model. I'm also a bit into printing, but I also freelance or consult on logistics. So, and real estate.
Very much
I'm quite I do quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot. I'm quite a busy bee.
Wow.
Yes.
So model, promotional advertising.
Yes.
Did you say real estate?
Yes. Real estate.
Real estate?
Yes. And logistic consulting.
Logistics consulting.
Yes.
And printing as well.
Yes, and printing.
Yeah, I think one thing I can say about most of our guests is I don't know. In Zim, does it mean that if you just stick to one thing, you are not likely going to make it?
I don't think that is how it is per se. It's just I'm a creative by nature, so I tend to wear different hats to match my different personalities, sort of.
I see.
So I can relate to things. I try to make what I like or I'm passionate about or my hobbies and commercialize it, rather than just sitting back and saying, "Oh, I like this," and not make money out of it.
You
Does that make
profit
sense?
from your passion.
Thank you.
You know, I just thought of that right now. Sometimes I think, but usually, no.
It's always good to give it a go.
Excellent. So out of all this whole range of activities, which one would you say is your primary one? Which one do you give your greatest attention to?
Promotional activities. Why? I talk a lot. So that comes naturally. I talk and I'm promoting something.
Oh, got you.
So when I open my mouth, somebody's like, okay, would you be interested in working with me, possibly letting my brand known out there? How can I go about it? Can you advise me on this? Or can you work something up for it and I can do a draft for them? And that's how we just start from there.
And how did you get into that? Because it's not like a common job that people have.
Right. The foundation is printing. Printing was the basis of everything. And that is from my dad.
Oh, gotcha.
My dad was in printing and I don't know if I can say fortunate or unfortunately, but it's quite a cocktail of two. That is what got me into doing my own thing in the first instance. He had his own business, and then the economy happened, business happened, and then I tried to pick up his business from exactly where it was, and I didn't quite do it the way he did it. And I wanted to make some changes, and the business didn't go so well, so I had to reopen my own company, and that's how I started. So when business started going paperless, I had to adapt. I had to change and to think, okay, think outside the box. How can I still provide a service to the same clients or to different clients, and what is it in the market that I can do? I looked at myself and I said, okay, I'm a consumer. I use products every day, but what is it that is lacking in the product, the whole making of the whole supply chain of it? And that's when I came to the realization that, as a consumer, I have a lot of questions. When you make a drink, who have you consulted? Who have you spoken to? Who have you said, okay, this is something that people will like, people will go for? And that's when the idea dawned on me, and that's when I went for it. And I said, okay, every product that comes in the market, if I can, or not every, but if I can get a product and say, okay, before we put it out there, let's get reviews, let's get people's opinions. What is it they expect from existing products? And we're coming up with something similar or or want to an improved product, what is it that the consumer wants improved? Okay, then you get direct feedback from the market for them to actually tell us what is it exactly they want in the product, because they're the ones that use the product, they're the ones that consume the product. They should be the very people that also give us what they want, because at the end of the day, it's hard-earned money.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's how I got into
that.
and yeah, so it came naturally as well. When I went into modeling, I got very good networks in that industry, and I'd find people that I was promoting for, and they'd ask me my perception of their products, and then boom, and we got into partnerships. I said, okay, instead of just modeling for us, how about we get into business and you do exactly what you have been doing, giving us your feedback, opinions on on the product. And I said, yes, for sure, just not my opinion. How about I bring a whole load of us and we do it together?
So it was like a ripple effect from one thing to the next.
Yeah, so that's how they seem like it's a lot of things that I'm doing, but they're interrelated. They're very much interconnected. Except, of course, maybe. But logistics, I use it as well when I do the promotions. I have to be logistically intelligent so that I don't burn money or burn myself. I have to plan well. So that's logistics as well. That's operations. So everything is quite except maybe real estate. It's just, I'm into deco and I like that. But that's a different field. But the other 4 businesses really interlink a lot because it's, manufacturing, it's consumables, all that jazz.
Interesting.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Question. In fact, I have a number of them, but let me try and arrange them so that they're in some kind of order.
Right.
As we indicated, we really are interested in supporting youth.
Yes.
And a lot of the young people out there don't really know where to start from.
Right.
Ndotangera papi. And I mean, if you are not endowed with resources, auna mari yacho, auna rich relative, auna, where do I start from? So perhaps instead of answering them from a theoretical point of view, tell us where you started. Like, how did you break in to the industry you're in? You mentioned your dad. Did your dad kind of give you like an apprenticeship, an informal apprenticeship? Did you just accompany him? And then besides working for yourself, did you ever work anywhere else? Was this linked to a course that you had done? So let's just go back to maybe Azaria in her teenage years, getting into early 20s.
Okay, so I was pretty young. I was very much a daddy's girl. So I like followed my dad. I idolized him, everything like that. But he died pretty early in my life. He died when I was 12. But in those early years of my life, I would follow him around to work. I would go with him, watch him do what he was doing and ask questions. So I was always very curious because I loved my dad. So everything he did was great. It was grand. So that's how I learned. So in going with him and observing what he was doing and asking questions, some of the things sort of looped into me. And I got so interested in printing, and I would say I found myself in the printing industry. So later on in life, as I was in the job market, corporate market, and I was looking for work, it was almost inevitable that I was getting into the printing industry. I was employed in the printing industry, and some people were very familiar with my father. So they'd look at my last name, Tsangamwe. We know that name. Anyway. And like, he's actually late, but and this was like years later. This like I'm now in my 20s, and this guy died when I was 12. So I'm surprised this person actually knows and remembers my dad very well. And they'll tell me how he was articulate in business and all that stuff. And it was interesting to speak to strangers. For me, they were strangers, but who knew my dad so well. And they'll tell me about his work ethic and how he was such a straightforward guy, all that stuff. And I looked at him, and it reminded me that this is the man I idolized, and he's been gone for a very long time, but his legacy lives on. And I think that's what pushed me to say, I want that. I want to leave an impact as well. I want to be influential to my own children because I'm also a mom, and I want to be able for my kids to look at me and say, we learned something from this woman, like I did with my father. So yes, you were saying that's how it started. But there was a part of me also, before he died, there was a buzz on IMM. it's still there. IMM, the graduate degree, the marketing diploma. Now it's advanced to, I think there's now a MBA actually. MBA,
Okay.
yeah. There's an MBA now. And so at the time, if you had that degree, in my dad's time, this is 96, it was a big deal. You'd get, when the management had the perks and all that stuff. But as time transitioned, things changed. But in my time as well, IMM was still a big deal. If you had IMM certification, you would get recognition in the market. So because of my creative background and passion for creative and naturally, I did do IMM actually. Okay. And I did that course and I wanted to be in branding and creating so it didn't, so what's happening to me now wasn't accidental. I didn't realize it then that something in me is happening. Something is a seed that's going to grow, that's going to develop. So I loved how they would talk about how they make an advert, how they create a product, and it becomes how they create a brand. That intrigued me, and I said, wow. And then with the printing background, I said, okay, so before we print a package and it becomes this is what they sit down and say, okay, we're going to make water. But how is our water different from any other water? We have to create a brand, and that interested me. So I tried that. Unfortunately for me, I could not get a job in branding and with marketing companies, but I did IMM. Again, I'm in the corporate world, I'm trying, I'm knocking on doors, nothing is happening. This is years later. And I was, I think 39. Then I decided to go back to school and I did my first degree.
Sorry, you were 39?
Yeah.
You decided.
You look 35, right?
I'm 42. So it's never too late, guys. So then I said, so my best friend then, I said to him, I want to go back. So he says, you're a very smart girl, you should go back. And I said, but I have no idea. Things have changed, the market has changed, corporate world is demanding, which is what a lot of youths are facing in terms of options they're there. But then when you look at the job market, it's like, oosh, what am I going to do, right? So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Then I said, okay, fine. I have a background in marketing and it's natural for me. So, but I need something to complement what I already know or that comes naturally to me, something that will challenge me, something that will get me to learn. What can I do? Then a university in our country was offering, a degree in logistics management. And it has marketing and it's got supply chain in it. And I thought, and it's got retail. This, very diverse. It's like me. So I did that degree with our state university, local state university, and that's how I got my degree. So that's my academic.
Interesting.
It wasn't accidental. So again, I think with the youths, that's what we're trying to. Being a mother myself, it's you're looking at that. It's so broad out there. For sure. There's so many options and so many things now that you can make money out of. But it's not always good money, or rather money you can live out of. But it's. I would say to anyone, like I would say to my children, don't give up. Okay. The problem I think that I see with a lot of our youths, the age range you're talking about, is because. I don't know where you got this microwave life. Life doesn't happen
microwave life.
Nothing is instant. Nothing is instant.
Microwave life.
If you do that, life is about processes. It's a journey. Like I told you, my journey started in primary school when I was 10 years old. I remember that's the first time I had the conversation with my dad that I wanted to work for myself. I want to be an entrepreneur on my 10th birthday. When you asked me, what is it that you want to do? And I said, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to work for myself. No, I didn't. I just knew it means I'm my own boss. But my dad looked at me, you want to be a manager like me? And I said, no, Papa, when I want to do something, you say, you have to ask your boss. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to be my own boss. But I didn't realize, no, it comes with a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, for sure.
So I also would want the youth to realize that things don't just happen. For sure. When you want to go for something, it's a good thing that you want to start somewhere. But do some research. Do your homework, okay? Get somebody who's in line or in that line of business or industry and get information. People might not be forthcoming to openly say, okay, this is how I do my business. I get my stuff exactly from Mr. Mungoshi and he's my supplier because you're going to take my business, hello. But I'm going to tell you to say, okay, fine. Well, you want to order things from, you want to import things, you have to get an import license or export license. At least know what's involved, okay? Research, do your research, and understand that it's not going to be, you might start selling water right now because it's hot, and that's when you started your business, and it's going to sell like hotcakes, okay? Then it's winter.
No,
but you didn't think through that, you know, there's going to be a seasonal change. Therefore, if there's going to be a seasonal change, my business is going to go down. But again, you've got bills to pay. You need to get your data. I know the young guys, data is a big thing. Wi-Fi is a big thing. So you're not looking at those things. So what then should I, okay, it's now winter, but I'm in the business of selling water. What am I going to sell now? You get what I'm saying? I see that's why a lot of that generation, a lot of people, we get disgruntled or disappointed because we always think that business is always going to be booming and it's always going to be flowing. Things are going to be always good. But that's not how things work. No. You're going to have ups and downs, and things are going to be seasonal as well. You're going to find a frizzy business doesn't do so well in winter because it's cold, okay? And the genuine reason, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that
seasonal.
It's seasonal. You get it? So, okay. But, okay, so now I'm not a frizzit. I'm not in the business of selling frizzits. I'm in the beverage business. Look at it that way. Look at the positives. Okay? So people don't want my frizzes, but what do they want? Tea, hot chocolate, coffee, and this is what I would say. Let's think, when we say think outside the box, that's what this is like a literal, like an example I'm trying to give you to say, it's not that you're a bad business person because people are not buying water or your frizzes. It's just a sizzle thing. So we don't want water now? Sell us some tea, sell us some hot chocolate. We like that. And you're going to still make an income. You're going to make some money. So this is what I see, that it lacks, and I don't know, is it because how we pampered you so much? You don't want to fight for anything. You think everything should be spoon-fed, it should be handed down to you, should be given. It doesn't work like that, okay? You have to earn. I have, because I'm obviously a businesswoman, I interview young children every day, including university students. I tell you, and I kid you not, my goodness.
She's a university student. Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged.
Do you not Google what you're supposed to wear when going to an interview? Why are you coming with a halter neck and a slit skirt?
Okay. That one has no difference.
No idea. And then someone says, but I really want the job. Why didn't you give me the job? I'm thinking, dress like that, honey? No. You're not doing that. And even the way you speak, the way you carry yourself,
for sure.
First impression is very important.
You don't get a second chance to make it.
Most places you don't. You don't. So you want to carry yourself well. Be respectful, be polite, okay? An elder is an elder. You don't have to know them, respect them.
For sure.
You don't have to like them, respect them. You want to be respected, respect them back. But your elder, I don't know where we're losing the principle of Ubuntu or our elders, but something is wrong there. That is something that's also lacking. But the reason I'm talking about respect is it opens doors.
For sure.
For sure.
It catches attention, okay? I hear a lot of youth saying, how do I get connections? What have you... I, as a business person myself, I have bosses that are younger than me. My bosses meaning customers that are younger than me. But they're the decision makers, okay? And when I approach her, it's ma'am, it's sir. It doesn't matter if I'm looking and I'm thinking, you're probably young enough to be my son. But because in this scenario, you are my boss. I'm going to say, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay? What do you want me to do, ma'am? And I'm going to say this in Shona. You know what I'm saying? What is this thing? Every time I'm too good. That is, you know what I mean? If you are standing to benefit from the person who's giving you an opportunity.
Especially if it's beneficial.
You know what I'm saying? You're a university student. You're looking for attachment. You approach my company and you come there with your ripped jeans and your cap, your poto cap, and you know, you cannot even, the courtesy of saying, good afternoon, ma'am, you do not have. Say, already I'm put off.
Zeria. Unleashed.
So, so opportunities, I don't believe that they're not there. But I think sometimes they are, a lot of the times rather, what's happening is you get an opportunity is presented to you and then You miss it
because
because
of the way you carry yourself,
Yeah.
the way you present yourself.
So Zaria, wow. I told you before, she could win the Guinness World Record for the longest speech.
yes.
I just want to, unpack some of the things you've said and just underscore some things I've picked from your life story. One of those is parental influence.
Yes.
So if you're a parent and you're listening right now, you have tremendous influence on your children.
For sure.
And what kind of influence are you making to your children? That is of extreme importance. And then to our young followers out there, you need to adapt to change.
Yes.
So you were into printing.
Yes.
But you realize that more and more of the material that is produced is online. Adverts are online, they are virtual. So you could be the best printer in the world, but you're not going to get the same business you were getting. So you adapt because things are changing.
Yeah.
Just like when we grew up with postmen, now it's not postmen,
Landline's gone.
Landline's gone, you name it. So that's also an important lesson I'm picking up from your life story. And then passion. You found the cross-section, the intersection between your passion and profit, so that you are using your passion in a profitable way. For example, when you did IMM, I'm sure you didn't have any problems passing the course because this was something you were passionate about. So if you can get that opportunity to do things that are aligned with what you like naturally, what you're good at, what brings out your passion, then you're more likely to succeed. And then lifelong learning. You registered for this degree when you were, what, 42, you said?
No.
39, you were 39, at the age of 39.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can do that. And for doing all of this, each one of these things is a process.
Yes.
It's not a microwave life.
Yes.
The real life we live requires you to invest time and effort into something.
Discipline.
So one thing I would also say from what you're saying about the behavior and conduct of some of the young people is that don't go with the flow. Don't do what most people are doing. Because most people are broke. Most people are unhappy. And if you're going with what most people are doing, you'll get the same results. So you need to be different. And being different is determining your own course in life.
Yes.
One thing I wanted to touch on before we get to the end of the show, because we are getting close to our time, is you being a girl child, 12 or younger, your dad passed on when you were 12, having this interest in following in your dad's footsteps and all that. I've come across situations where mothers in particular discourage girls. And they say, no, this is not for girls. Maybe your dad's a welder or something. No, your dad's a mechanic. No, don't do this, don't do that. What do you say about that? How does that impact the girl child?
Right. I would say I'm maybe one of the very fortunate people. My mom wasn't present in my life. But when she was very supportive of anything I wanted to do. So my mom never talked me down. She was there to say, you said you want to do it, do it.
Wow.
And you can do it.
Wow,
she was there for that. When you told her something that you want to pursue something, she was there to say, do it. No, you're not going to stop. But I also had a lot of doors shut in my face. I don't want to lie. I do not even want to pretend like, I'd walk in and the very minute I was welcomed and people were ready to work with me. No, because there's always the hurdle of, do you have the experience? And so I want to go back to say, in those terms, especially because obviously coming fresh from university, where are you going to get this experience? Don't always look at making the profit. I'm going to say this to the young ones. Sometimes just do it, even for voluntarily. It's not easy, but it's very important, especially if you choose an organization that you can affiliate yourself and will train you and give you the skill. Because at the end of the day, your CV is not going to tell us how much you were earning.
That's true.
But your work is going to tell us, this is an inexperienced person, this is an experienced person. Do you understand what I'm saying? So again, not everything growing up or during my process did I do things for profit. I beg your pardon. And up until now, as I knock on doors, not everybody's willing to just give me a chance. They're going to say to me, but we don't know who you are or where you stand or what you stand for. I've never heard of your company. I've never heard of you. So why should I give you my business and trust you with my brand? And sometimes I challenge them to say, give me a chance. You don't have to pay me. I will do it. And I will prove myself. And I give them a duration to say, give me a chance, maybe, a week or two, whatever, depending on what the promotion, depending with the line of business. And before you know it, they say, yeah, okay, we're going somewhere. Let's talk. Let's come to the table.
Interesting you say that. One of the pieces of advice I give to young people is that you can volunteer or you can do something for next to nothing, but do it to the best of your ability and get a reference letter.
Oh, yeah.
Because
That is
once you get that
very
reference
important.
letter, that separates you from the vast majority of young people.
Exactly.
Because now you've got proof, evidence from a third party
And you have-
that you deliver.
And you have actually gone through the system, okay? A formal system where you're accountable, where you have guidance, where you have mentorship.
Yeah.
Those look at what is valuable. Money, I want to say to the youths, it is good to have money, but today you have money, tomorrow you don't. But I tell you, experience is one thing that nobody can take away from you. Your knowledge, no one can take that away from you. So if you're affiliated with the right people, with the right company, and you're mentored correctly, you will be a dynamite. By the time you're my age, companies will be literally like I don't know, coming to say I'm offering you more. So get the experience. When you're young, this is the time to get the experience.
Okay.
To understand whatever field you want to get into, research about it, understand it, get the knowledge.
And
okay?
these youngsters have got the information on their fingertips. They have information on their
so
gadgets.
even if it's not in corporate world, you want to get in corporate and you haven't gotten an opportunity, instead of having your data and you're going through all these funny jokes and other things, give yourself some time to learn something. Okay, learn a skill, watch YouTube videos. I don't know what else you can watch, workshops, master classes, register for that stuff, learn something. By the time you get an opportunity to say, okay, we'll give you a try, you have something in your head, you have an idea of what the scope of the business is about, or whatever field or skill you want to learn or master in, and that's very, very important.
Wow. Well, I warned you. You get it started. It's very difficult to even put in a word. And that is Zaria for you. I think she just flows. All that knowledge, all that learning, that experience really flows. And what is your take on this as a young person?
I'm trying to think which one I should take because all of them were just great nuggets. But I think my favorite and one that stood out was the microwave life. Like how...
That's a powerful analogy.
It's very powerful. And I really felt convicted because I feel like I'm one of those, or I was one of those people who are like, why should it take so much time for you to get to where you want to? But you're an example, like you're living proof that it does take time and it's okay for it to take time. Good things do take time. So I think that is...
Yeah, and I just want to add on to why it's good to go through a process. It molds you. You become, I'm this confident now, but I wasn't like that 10 years, 5 years, or even 20 years ago. Now when I open my mouth, I know exactly what I'm talking about because I've been there, I've tried it, I have tested it. I know exactly what is the outcome. I failed multiple times. So when I say no to a client, we can't go that way, I know what I'm talking about. So it's the same thing in life. That's why I say microwave life is not good for you because it's just going to be instant and you're out of there. But if it's taking its time, you're being shaped, you're being molded and perfected. And then you come out of that microwave, honey, you're something else.
Fantastic. So people might want to get in touch with you. Are you free to share your details? Maybe someone wants your promotional advertising. Maybe they're interested in any of the other range of services that you offer. How can people reach you?
Okay, they can reach me on my mobile, Zaria. And that's my name again, guys. If you've forgotten, I know it's a rare name. It's okay, but you can get hold of me on 772-595-131.
That's a really confident lady. Most people don't give their number like this.
I'm strictly business. You will learn. If you're going to waste my time, I won't allow it.
Just give them that number again.
0772-595-131.
So I promised you no fluff, none of this academic, theoretical. We are really talking about real life issues, real life business, real life ways to get employment. And you need to make sure that whatever you do, you stay tuned and you catch our next episode. In the meantime, I recommend you join the Success Family. By the way, Zaria is a member of the Success Family as well. And if you want to join the Success Family, which is a group of like-minded people who are purpose-driven, who are aiming to better themselves, who are looking at personal development, you can send the word join via WhatsApp to the number 0775 190 718. I'll repeat that, 0775 190 718. And we'll see you in the Success Family. And you will find out that we are serious, because our motto is action unlimited, zero excuses. See you around.